Hello guys and welcome to another video. We are doing a reaction video to Odd Ones Out No Cable without growing up without cable. Go check out my friend's Noah Hardback or whatever his last name is. Because he's doing one too. And I wanna see what he did too. So let's do this.
Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu. Imagine if Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu never existed. What would you be watching right now? Would you be watching this? I don't think so. You'd be watching this box right here.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
A television? On this device, instead of picking what you wanted to watch and when you wanted to watch it, the television would decide to
Turn it down.
for you. And instead of watching a single 5-second skippable ad in the beginning, you'd have to watch 5 30-second long unskippable ads. Can you think of anything more annoying? An advertisement right in the middle of your show? I don't know if my parents are being cheap or trying to discourage an unhealthy habit of watching too much TV, but growing up, my parents didn't have cable television at all in the house.
Me either.
Now, in this modern day and age of online content, some of you are living perfectly content lives without cable. I know I am. But you have to understand, in the early 2000s, online video wasn't a thing. Yeah, YouTube was created in 2005, but what did that have? This guy at a zoo? That's lame. So being an early 2000s kid, you had to get your cartoons through the TV. And if your parents didn't pay $65 a month to get cable, then you didn't get the channels with SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, or Courage the Cowardly Dog. The only thing you got was this green brother and sister called PBS Kids.
I used to watch
and whatever these things were.
Teletubbies.
PBS
Oh my
Kids
gosh.
stands for Public Broadcasting Service.
I hate Teletubbies. Like, it's so weird. I hate it. Okay, let's go back to it.
Kids. That meant all the shows on PBS Kids were government or privately funded. So the shows on PBS didn't really have any commercials per se, but they did have the same sponsorship ads that would play a message before every show. If you grew up on PBS Kids,
I hate the one that goes, Juicy Juice.
then Juicy Juice and Where a Kid Can Be a Kid is just engraved in your memory. And also, every show would thank you, the viewer, for watching, and I think that's really nice. So, everyone watching this, you're welcome. I'm kind of glad my parents didn't buy cable, because instead of spending hours of my time watching mindless television, I spend hours of my time watching television with morals.
Go away, Grenade.
And math. Yep, a lot of shows on PBS were either educational or taught you how to be a good person. The shows I'm going to mention had pretty crazy concepts, but the conflicts in each episode were very down-to-earth and slice-of-life-y, almost like the shows were made for children. Like in Clifford the Big Red Dog. It's a show about this girl's dog who grew up to be the size of a freaking house for no reason, except for the fact that the girl loved the dog so much that he grew up to be a monster. So that means if your dog is normal-sized, you don't love it enough. And it probably doesn't love you. So, yeah, a giant red dog is a pretty weird premise, but the episode...
Just so you know, I've never watched this before. It's just a coincidence that I'm saying the same things. It's because me and James has, like, the same mindset. So don't be in the comments like, oh, you've already seen this video. No, I haven't.
Episodes were about everyday things, like this blue dog feels bad that he tore up his owner's sweater, and his friends tell him to just be honest, and he does, and everyone's happy. Or the episode where this new dog moves into town, but he's missing a leg, and then Clifford and his friends have to learn that having 3 legs still means you can accomplish a lot of things any normal human can do. I mean, dog. And I rate this show a 10 out of 10. Next is Dragon Tales, the show that made dragons kid-friendly. There's Orgy, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, she's so shy, but so very smart. There's Zach, Wheezy, and their tales of fun. 'Cause you know 2 heads are better than 1.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. It's almost time for Dragon Tales.
The show was pretty similar to Clifford. The characters would spend an episode...
That show's not on PBS Kids anymore, but my sister, whenever we go to Grandma's, we have like DVDs of that, and all I can hear is Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Freaking rip headphone users.
Learning everyday things like how to do a cartwheel, or they would try to make it rain. So
there's an episode where like Oregon, the freaking little boy, have like a test, and like it's a contest to make the best pillow fort. I just have that engraved in my memory.
Show their friend what a rainbow looks like. And there was also this grandpa dragon who knew Spanish for some reason.
But it's being worse and worse.
And that wasn't the
sick.
weirdest thing on the show, actually. There was also a dragon character
With a wheelchair.
in a wheelchair.
And he played basketball.
Just like Clifford is a good character because it teaches kids that disabled people are still people who can accomplish a lot of things.
You're right.
But I think it's a weird combination of two things. A dragon, a mythical...
Oh
Guys,
no!
there's also non-signed copies available if you just want to order it regularly, or you can wait until August when the book comes out and buy it at Barnes & Noble or your local bookstore. And depending on how well these there, if you wanted to stop a dragon from destroying your city, then you just don't install wheelchair ramps anywhere. I should stop talking. I rate the show a 10 out of 10. Now let's talk about Arthur. Here's some fun trivia. Arthur is supposed to be an aardvark. Personally, I don't see it. Basically, it was a show about Arthur and his other furry friends learning...
So he actually drew them the way they're supposed to look? Wait, that girl's supposed to be a monkey? No idea. And Brain's supposed to be a bear. I had no idea either.
Lessons, but Arthur tended to tackle more serious subjects than the other two shows. Like they have...
you probably noticed, but there's a video where it's like Arthur Falco punches his sister.
Episodes where DW hears her parents get in a fight and she worries about them getting a divorce, or the episode where Arthur Falcon punches his little sister, and even having to deal with someone you know getting cancer. What? Cancer? The character gets treatment and lives, by the way.
I love this show.
Because it's a kid's show. 10 out of...
And everybody that you meet has the original point of view. And I say, hey! The wonderful time today.
Next, let's talk about my favorite show on PBS Kids. Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase was moving, we're beating hacker at his game. I can't remember
The show didn't teach kids morals or how to properly treat the disabled. It taught them something far more important. Math. Cyber Chase is set inside a virtual computer world, and this one character named Motherboard was supposed to be the queen/protector of this world, but she sucks at her job because the villain of the show, Christopher Lloyd, infects her with a virus. So now these three kids have to go on adventures using math principles to thwart the bad guy's plans to save Motherboard. Motherboard. Mommy. Mom, come back. Mommy, no. We need to save Mommy Board. And unlike all the other shows, this show had an overarching story. The kids would always get this close to saving Mother...
But they never do. And I'm pretty sure it's like maybe... This show's older than me. I'm pretty sure it was like 14 or 16 years. And it still hasn't finished. But I'm pretty sure Dave stopped making episodes. I don't know though.
Motherboard, but nothing they did worked. When I was a kid, I always wondered how much longer it would be until they finally saved her. And they never did.
Yeah.
The show's been going on for 16 years, and they're still learning new math principles trying to save Motherboard. I think they're at calculus at this point. The show is teaching you slower than an actual school. What kind of a show makes you wait 16 years for a conclusion? Cyber Chase does, and it's one of the best shows ever created. 10 out of 10. One last show I want to bring up is called Caillou. All you need to know about Caillou is that
this kid is a brat. He should die. But it's not just that the freaking 4-year-old is a screamy little bee, a female dog. It's that his parents are freaking let him do whatever he wants. He never gets like punished or anything. Freaking. Mindless parents.
I hate him. Caillou is a 4-year-old and a demon. He constantly throws a tantrum whenever he doesn't get his way. Even in his theme song, he mentions how much of a brat...
Growing up is some stuff when I've had enough. Freaking
he is. Growing up is not so tough, except when I've had enough. And then he's crying like a child. Well, you're going to have to grow up, Caillou. The world doesn't revolve around you. Now, you might be thinking, James, this kid is 4 years old. Of course he's going to be a brat. And I agree, but a big problem with Caillou isn't the fact that he's a brat, but it's with his spineless parents. Caillou's mom just lets him get away with everything. Whenever I misbehaved, you know what happened to me? I had to go sit in the timeout corner. You know what happens to Caillou? Nothing. Not once does Caillou ever get punished. It's always his mom just being like, Caillou, what you said wasn't very nice. Now go behave, okay? 0 out of 10 with the show with just the humans. I hate it. I just realized that all the shows I mentioned were animated, but there was a lot of non-animated shows that I still watched. But whatever, I could just say that these shows fit the theme of my channel. Or I could make a part 2, I can do whatever I want. Now, as a die-hard PBS fanboy, I think I speak for everyone when I say that what PBS was missing was a crossover episode. How hard would it have been?
No way. What if the Word Girl and the freaking Sesame Street freaking was like they fight and Word Girl would beat the heck out of them.
For the Clifford people and the Dragon Tales people to coordinate an episode where the three-legged dog finds the dragon scale, he could dig it up out of the sand because dogs like to dig, except this dog wouldn't be that good at digging. And then he would meet up with the wheelchair dragon and they could be best friends. I would have loved that. As much as I'm joking about it, as a kid, I actually really wanted a crossover episode.